The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our Mage in Miami 1984. And just a quick recap of what shenanigans we got into last week. We got to meet Anderson White for the first time. We got to see that he has a history with the Miami-Dade Police Department, and that he is a vice undercover agent. He was brought in to meet with his contact, Detective Antonio Valdez. Got a little bit about the information on El Capitan, which happens to be a new cut of cocaine that is running loose on the streets of Miami, and how it's connected to Mickey Monday. We got to see a little bit of Chuck and Sam making their way to the Biltmore, while discovering that there was some more bad stuff at a nearby cemetery. We got to see a little bit of Vasily trying to be the guy, as he says. Got to see him kind of going into his own club that he manages, which I believe is called the Limelight. Has a little trouble with the DJ, who is still trying to come into his own. But we got to see a little bit more of Anderson as he tried to push his car with his magic, and we got to see the first. Got to see the first taste of Paradox. So that's all I'm happy about. But we did see you kind of use your time ability to use post-cognition. You got to see a lot of what nobody got to see so far about what's going on behind the scenes. We cut back to Vasily kind of getting Chuck and him together, finding out some interesting little tidbits about Chuck's, shall we say, weaknesses. And then they pulled some guns together and took off for the construction site. Anderson got together with the twins, who we met, Teresa and Ricardo Cardinal, who are other cultists, Cult of Ecstasy members, rather. Not cultists like in the bad sense, like I don't want to summon Tiss or anything. But we got to see them kind of do their thing, get introduced to Daniel, get brought up into the situation as well, and was offered the same kind of payment of tasks for trying to figure out or help to figure out what's going on in the city. For today, though, we're going to open up with the slow crawl of downtown traffic as we get to meet Elliot Weissman. He is making his way to the financial building construction site because he has been called in by his friend Ramon, who against his better judgment, has volunteered to operate one of the cranes and has, to his chagrin, believed that he has ruined it in some way, shape, or form. In a juxtaposition to the slow molasses of city traffic, we do hear Bon Jovi's Runaway on the radio. Is this something that Elliot would turn away from, or is this something that he would kind of pump the volume up on?
It's Bon Jovi in the 80s. How do you say no to that?
Right answer. So we see you pull up to the construction site. Some of the workers already know that you're there because this is not the first time Ramon has called you in. And you see him kind of sitting by his monochrome, kind of gunmetal gray factory. Paint has worn off, rust bucket of a car that you two lovingly call the Falcon. And he kind of motions you over and he kind of points to one of the smaller cranes. Elliot, I think I broke it. I don't know what to do.
It's okay, Ramon. Just crack the hatch and let me get it. Let me grab my tools out of the back.
Oh, okay. I don't know how to do that.
You're lucky you're pretty, Ramon.
As you get out of the car, you feel this push against you. There's a very kind of palpable aura that the building has that it hasn't had before. But he kind of goes over, you see him happy-go-lucky, and he starts pulling on different knobs and gears, and you see a couple of I-beams that are maybe 10, 12 feet off the ground just come crashing down to the ground, and everybody just kind of, one of the foremen comes over and just physically pulls him out of the crane. What the fuck are you doing, man? I told you, if you're gonna play with this, get training. He's like, no, it's okay. Elliot is here. He fixed it.
Yes, Mr. Lopez. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take a look at the engine there, and we'll get it. I'll get you sorted out here, lickety split. And I'm just kind of looking around like, oh boy.
Yeah, you remember hearing the news report about some graffiti daredevils that kind of got up to the top of the building after hours, and on New Year's Eve had painted this wild mural on the top of the kind of construction that's going on. But looking around now, it's not there.
Do I sense a disturbance in the force?
Let's have you roll your arete. So you're going to roll 2 dice. Nice. There's...
Difficulty?
It's coincidental because nobody really knows what you're doing, so we'll say it's difficulty 5.
1 success.
Okay. Around you, nothing seems out of place. But there are hints of something amiss inside the building. Maybe it's too far away. Maybe this aura is fiddling with your senses, but something doesn't sit well with you inside.
I don't know, Ramon. I've got a bad feeling about this, but let's get this crane sorted out, and then we can, go grab some Sammies.
Yeah. Do you want me to do anything? Do you want me to hold your tools?
I want you to stay as far away as possible.
Oh, I mean, this seems counterproductive, Elliot.
I'll tell you what. You can hold the flashlight.
Oh, okay. I like doing that. And you see him just flashlight off. He just starts to wield it like a lightsaber, just kind of making the noises. He's just super in a happy place right now. And he kind of looks at you. He's like, hey, you brought it? You got it with you?
Are you kidding me? Like, I leave that safest place for it is with me.
You're right. I don't know what I was thinking.
I'm still trying to work out how to patent it, but we'll figure that out when
I get the first one. You promise.
Once I can replicate it, then yeah, you'll get the next one.
Okay. That's all I care about. I mean, the friendship is good and everything, but I really, I feel bad that you're the only one
Yes.
that has Yeah. And he turns on the flashlight. What do you want me to put it on?
Just point it right here at the hydraulics.
I think this is this, and he kind of points it at the fuel gaskets.
I will take his hand and I will point it at the.
It's like, oh, okay, this is what it is. You know so much about these things, Elliot.
Oh yes, I've spent a fortune on going to school and whatnot, so I should hope I know what I'm doing.
No.
Oh, did I tell you? I got the scholarship.
Oh, so you wait. Does this mean you're going to be leaving?
Well, that's something I wanted to talk to you about because it's really expensive, and I could use a roommate.
Oh, we need to find you a roommate then, Elliot.
Well, you know, I was thinking maybe you'd want to,
Oh, no, that makes sense. That makes total sense now. I understand. You weren't saying you wanted to find a roommate that wasn't me. You were saying that you wanted to find a roommate that is me.
Yeah.
I understand. Yes.
You're my best bud, man.
I'll talk it over with my mother. See what she says.
But yeah, it's gonna be quite the shock. It gets pretty cold up at MIT in the winter, but it's gonna be a lot of fun.
I've never seen
Cutting
snow.
edge stuff, and then well, you'll see snow, that's for sure. And then a few short years later, we'll be back down here at Cape Canaveral. It'll be great.
We're gonna be flying rockets into space. Kind of looks over at his car. He's like, "You think the Falcon's gonna make it all the way over?"
Oh, trust me. All the work I put in on that beauty, it'll make it up there.
It's doing its thing. Tell you what, it's fastest thing on 4 wheels.
It can do the Kessel run in 12 parsecs, that's for sure.
Kind of he laughs and he claps you on the back. Yeah. What, Elliot, what's a parsec?
Well, it's technically a unit of. Look, George Lucas. I think he just wanted something that sounded cool, but yeah, it's a unit of distance, not a unit of time. So
It's like a mile or a kilometer.
sort of.
So the Falcon can make this in 12 miles.
Oh, our Falcon.
Oh, yeah.
It'll make it in because we're not going to get arrested on our way up there, so we're going to go the speed limit.
Oh, yeah. I understand. Yes, it's speed limit, and you see him kind of do the air quotes.
Speed limit. But when night falls and Smokey can't see us, then we can open her up.
Just like Burt Reynolds. Yes. You see his flashlight start to like trail down and away from where it's supposed to be pointing as he kind of stares outward and just gets lost in whatever thoughts are taking over his mind. And as you chastise him, we'll shift over.
Ramon, I can't as I'm sitting there with the fucking socket wrench trying to tighten the bolt down. I'm like, Ramon.
Oh, sorry.
Rami, I can't see.
Yeah, I got you. And you see him just kind of like aim it back to where you're working.
Thank you, Rami.
We'll shift over to Anderson and Teresa as they pull up. There's parking about a block away, and as you guys start walking towards the construction site, there is a hot dog vendor cart with a small radio that is crackly at best, but you can hear hollow notes. You make my dreams come true coming from it. And as you kind of get onto the block where the financial building is being built, you can feel the same thing, this aura just kind of pushing against the two of you. It's a little more prevalent because the two of you have prime, and so you're wound into the fabric of the Tellurian a little better than everybody else.
You hungry?
Always. I could.
Nothing I love more than a cheap dog sometimes. Tell you what, I'm buying.
Oh,
I'll go over and get us 2 dogs and whatever they got to drink.
okay. She grabs your hand as you're about to cross the street. She's like, Did you feel that, Andy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yes,
it's not just me.
Oh, no, I feel it too. I'll give a
Oh.
squeeze.
She kind of gives you a look like, oh, I know what we are talking about now.
Oh, you meant the tingle. I felt the tingle.
Oh,
I felt a couple of tingles.
I hope so. I've been working hard for this. And she kind of motions to her body.
Damn, girl, y'all work really hard for that from the looks of it. You don't gotta work that hard for this, gesture to himself.
There's no fun if there's no chase. And she,
Oh, well, then in that case, come and get me.
okay, go get the hot dogs, Tiger. And you see her pull her hand away, and she starts to kind of lean up against the building.
All right, go do that. Go grab whatever drinks they have as well.
Yeah, it's canned soda.
Nah, crap. Okay. New Coke. Let's get some Coke. The new Coke
Yeah.
should be good.
Yeah, Pepsi Clear.
Pepsi Clear. Oh God. Yeah, let's get some of that too. Why not? I'll get both. Then she can pick what she wants.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, just go grab a hot dog and
Yep.
come back. Give her food.
Yep. She kind of nods at you as you give her hot dog, and she takes a bite out of it. And as she's finishing and swallows, she kind of leans in. There's something not right about the building.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's take a look.
But it's not
One
outside,
sec.
it's inside.
No. I'm fine with breaking and entering, trespassing. Those are victimless crimes, really.
I mean,
Eat the
you're
hot dog.
the police officer.
Undercover.
Wow.
So
We're not. Does that mean we're not going to use handcuffs?
We're going to use handcuffs, just
Oh.
not legally.
Oh,
It'll be strictly off the book.
okay. Now you had my attention. Now you have my curiosity.
It's bright out today. All right, let's go see what we can see, and I'll readjust my sunglasses and feel cool and really kind of confident and cool, and I'm gonna use that to use prime sight. Start looking
Ooh.
for quintessential flows through my rad glasses, not unlike a movie that I saw recently.
The rad glasses.
The rad
Um,
glasses.
Well, you're everything.
All right.
It is coincidental enough that it's only going to be a difficulty 4, because it's
I like these new dice. That's a 7 and an 8.
nice.
So that's enough to keep it on for a little bit at least.
Yep. With both of them going to duration, you could keep them on for the whole scene.
Let's
So
do it.
you can follow them. You can see that there are geometric patterns that are kind of pulsing out of the building. They're waving out in almost like a dome, cascading out. And you start to see that there's a few others in the distance that you can see kind of pulsing in reaction to it. One of them is close enough because it's in Brickle that you can almost wager a guess that it's coming from Simpson Park.
Y'all seeing this too?
She looks around. She's like, "No, I'm doing other things right now."
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll just explain that. Like,
Hmm.
some energy's connecting to. Does it kind of feel like each one of the crime sites is kind of connected by threads of this?
Yes, almost.
It's
The
like-
thread here doesn't go to the top of the building though, like you would imagine it does. It goes
Oh.
down into the sublevel.
Looks like we're going down.
And looking up, you also see that the graffiti, quote unquote, is no longer there at the top of the building.
Oh. Graffiti's gone. All this energy's flowing in through here like a delta, right? Like tributaries flowing into a mainstream.
She holds your hand and she starts to pull you towards the opening to the construction site. And she's like, "Andy, what's a tributary? I don't know this word."
Little stream going into a big stream, like kind of like I don't know, like blood vessels.
Oh, okay.
You know, they're all connected though. Kind of like, I don't know, like one of those connect the dots puzzles you see in the newspaper.
Like for children?
Yeah, kind of like that. It looks like the dots down here in the basement.
How
Or
many
at
do
least
you
under
see?
there. Few. That one's going over to the park, and that one's going. I mean, I'm gonna make an educated guess on this one and say that all of these crimes with the cards are connected in more ways than one, and in this case, literally connected by whatever this energy flow is. Is this like a big fucking ritual or something?
The size of it, though, who would be strong enough? And she kind of pulls herself closer to you. She's like, this is not something that someone of our, and she kind of smiles, our knowledge could pull off.
Okay. Well, you know anybody who has enough knowledge to pull this off? I mean, does what was his name? He gave me the vial.
Daniel?
Yeah. Does he know anybody who could?
I mean, if anybody's going to know anyone in the city, it's going to be Daniel. But then
Okay,
again, he didn't know that you were, you know.
Well, I'm flexible.
Oh, I bet you are, Andy.
Yeah, I tried yogi.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I love that bear.
Show me your boo-boo.
Maybe when we're down there in the side.
Oh, I'll hold you to that. And
I mean,
she
hell,
pulls you
no.
into the opening, and you see that there's foreman.
Like,
kind
whoa,
of-
so, one more time. Say that again, Will.
she pulls you towards the opening to the construction site,
Nice.
where a foreman kind of sees the two of you walking, comes over, and you see her let go of your hand. She walks over, and you see her kind of whisper something in his ear, and there's a moment where he smiles really wide, and he nods, and then she points over at the foreman's kind of, what is it, trailer home,
Yeah,
and
there.
he just goes rushing off towards it.
That was easy.
Alright.
I mean, fair.
I mean, men are easy to manipulate, Andy.
That is true. We absolutely are.
Oh, I hope you make it a little tougher for me.
Okay, we absolutely aren't.
There you go. Come on. And she holds her hand up to you.
Oh, he will take it, and let's descend into the darkness here.
Okay. As the two of you make your way into the building, we see Vasily arrive with Chuck, and as the cab is pulling up, we hear the last little bit of Spencer Davis Group, Give Me Some Lovin', playing on the radio. Did you want to pay for this, you said, or are you going to let Chuck pay for it?
Of course Chuck is going to pay for it. He's the one that's getting paid money for this. Actually, no. I will do him a solid. I will pay. Vasily's a nice guy.
Okay. As you get out there's a group of skaters that kind of rush by, and as he kind of almost gets clipped by one of them, he shakes his fist like an angry old man, and then he sees the two officers that are kind of protecting the front of the building, and he kind of looks at you. He's like, "I know one of those. I'll buy you some time so you can get in there and see what's going on."
I was going to offer to distract them for you. You're the one who's a better detective, yeah? But it's fine. If you would rather do that, I'm very flexible.
Okay. And he walks over. You see him call out to an officer, Michaels, and one of the two kind of looks up. It looks like he sighs as Chuck approaches, but the three of them, the two officers and Chuck, kind of step out and away from where the door is.
Chuck, before you go, can you do something for me?
He sighs. What?
This is very important for investigation.
Sure.
It's going to help me center myself and really help me get to the bottom of this.
Oh, yeah? Here we go.
Okay. When I point at you, I need you to say, turn around.
To you?
Just say it.
All right. Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit lonely.
Okay, I'm
and
done.
you're never coming round.
And you see him just hop off across the street.
Admit it, it was hilarious. It was a good joke. Okay, bye. I see you later.
You just see his middle finger come up as he crosses the street. But sure enough, after a few minutes, you see him and the two officers kind of walk off to the side.
That was
Their-
really fun. I enjoyed that. That was
Their
good.
backs
I'm going
are to you and the entrance.
I'm going to get a sandwich and do some cocaine. Is there a food vendor nearby?
There's a food vendor on every corner. There's a hot dog cart.
I order a hot dog with ketchup and mustard.
Simple enough. With a soda, that's $1.
I happily give him $1. I kind of take a seat and fish out my medicine, take one, grab a sip, and then I leisurely eat the hot dog and drink the soda as I go in to investigate.
Okay. As you cross the street, you'll also notice that the graffiti from the top of this building that you vaguely remember seeing in one of the pictures that you kind of tossed to the side from when Daniel was trying to be very professional with you. The graffiti's gone.
Interesting.
Walking in, you can see that there's a couple of people that are coming out. It looks like it's quitting time, and it is just after 5. But you see that there's just the elevators are coming and going up, collecting people, coming down, packed to the gills, and then just people just kind of rushing out.
The silly kind of contentedly finishes up his hot dog, and then he goes to put the napkin in his pocket because he doesn't want to litter. And as his hand comes out, a bunch of his change goes clattering on the ground, and he starts picking it up. And judging by the positioning of the coins and the amount that ends up on heads or tails, is there anything in this vicinity that is calling the strands of fate towards it?
Roll your arete. See what happens.
Diff would be 5 or 6 because
5.
coincidental with witnesses.
It's coincidental, but I don't think you're pulling too vulgarly on it, so we'll just go with 5.
Okay.
So that everybody else is just dropping change on the floor.
It's 2 6s.
Okay. You see one of your quarters doesn't stop rolling away from you. It catches this kind of smooth,
Switching to these, can't see. Okay.
very, very interesting kind of tilt to the floor, and you just see it kind of roll away from you towards the stairway. and it kind of stops because the stairwell door is closed, but it just starts to do that kind of wobble where it's trying to land on whatever side it's going to land on, but it's just taking forever.
I go over and pick it up.
Yep.
And then I take a look at the door/staircase. See if anybody's watching it, if there's any cameras or anything
there are no
obvious.
cameras. There is an opening in the ceiling tile where the camera will be placed, but there's nothing there now. It's just out of the way enough that the people coming out of the elevator don't really pay attention to the hallway.
Then I slide into the hallway. I'll keep drinking the soda. I had to stop and think about it for a second, but he'll have the soda with him. It's an important choice.
Sure.
So I look around as I start kind of following my gut on where to go.
Okay. The stairwell goes up a few stories, and you notice that there is a stairwell kind of going down to a sub-level. And after your 24 stories hike that you did with Joe,
You've got to be fucking kidding me.
the thought of you going up kind of doesn't sit well in the pit of your stomach.
Well, I'll distract the people, he says. I know people, he says. Vasily has to go climb more stairs. Fuck Chuck. I hate him. I hate everything about this. I hate people in fancy ghost house with their stupid drugs, and I hate Chuck, and I hate this, and I don't know why Vasily agreed to it. Vasily is complaining. He needs to stop doing that. Vasily, I tell you, do not complain all the time. It is not a sign of strong will. What direction am I getting the impression that this stuff is coming from, up or down?
Down, actually.
Well, this will end well. I've seen new film, Friday 13th. I know it is going to go very well.
Mm-hmm.
Vasily, like an idiot, will start descending the staircase because I've seen this movie and I know how it goes.
Yep.
I'm going to attempt to be stealthy. And he's going to have the 1-2 combination of a soda in one hand and his hand kind of tucked near his, like he's reaching for his wallet if anyone comes up, but that's where his gun is.
Yeah.
Well,
Gotcha.
one of them, the other shotgun is slung under his arm with his coat.
All right. Roll Dex and Stealth to see how stealthy you can be. Let me have Anderson roll a Perception and Alertness. And I'll see.
I am not particularly good at this. I'm going to spend a point of willpower, though.
Okay. Only difficulty 6 for these rolls.
3.
4.
All right.
All right. So neither Anderson nor Teresa can actually make heads or tails of the slimy Russian making his way down into the same area that they're at. And as the two of your parties are kind of coming together, we're going to swift back to Elliot real quick. Elliot, as you fix the crane and Ramon just becomes ecstatic about the situation.
Mhm.
You can see the arm coming up and down. You can see him kind of moving it left and right. He is as happy as a kid at Christmas. You notice that two people who aren't in any of the construction attire or even wearing hard hats come into the construction site. A foreman tries to stop them and then hurriedly rushes off towards the kind of trailer that they have off to the side, the foreman's trailer. And you see the two of them start making their way into the building.
Rami, what do you know them?
He kind of looks out from the cabin and he's like, "No, man, I don't know who these are. She though, I would like to get to know." Hey.
You're such a dog, Rami.
Is your sister single? Or is she still with that guy?
No, Rami.
Okay. I'm just asking out of respect. You know, I will never do anything without your blessing, Elliot.
Look, as much as I love you, Rami, my mother just would not my mother and my father would not allow some goyim to wed their daughter.
But I'm not a Goyim. I'm a Rodriguez.
Never mind. I don't like the look of those guys.
Oh, you see him pick up a pipe? You want us to go?
Well, I don't know. Oh golly,
This is it, Elliot. This is our chance.
chance for what, Rami? I don't. Oh no! What if they're doing the drugs, Rami?
We have to stop them. You want me to call the police?
Well, I mean, if they're just here because they need to check something, I don't want to get them in. We should go take a look.
Okay, and you see him redouble his grip on the pipe. He's like, okay, I like the sound of these.
And I go into my toolkit and I pull out about a foot long length of titanium. Just at a glance, it just looks like a titanium rod with some blackened accents,
Mm-hmm.
and a little red button on the side of it. And I say, "Okay, let's go."
Yeah. This is where we become heroes.
Well, I mean, adventure. Jedi seeks not these things.
Yeah. No, yeah. You're right. I completely. Yes. You see him just kind of slow his breathing. His hand with the pipe kind of comes down to his side. You're right
So
there.
we're just gonna go check it out. And
Yes.
if it's something bad, we'll call the police.
We won't start swinging.
What's that?
We won't start swinging yet.
I mean, no. I don't
Okay.
want to get punched
Okay.
in the face
No.
again. That
No.
hurt.
No, I'm just making sure we're on the same page. It's all. I don't want to. You're bringing the thing, and
Yeah, I don't want to get punched in the face again. This is literally the only thing I have on me. So let's go.
Okay. And you see him start to kind of follow you into the building. And how are you going to make up the distance between you and this shady duo that made their way into the building?
I'm assuming Elliot's a fairly well-known person at the construction site at this point. The number of times I've had to come and fucking unfuck Rami's shit. So yeah, we'll just beat feet on over there and start, descending.
Okay. So, give me an arete roll. There's no witnesses. It's kind of coincidental because Ramon doesn't really count. So it'll be difficulty 5.
Is this the my arete or the other arete?
No, your arete.
Okay. Cocked. 2 successes.
Okay. As you kind of stretch out with the force and you start to kind of feel your way down the hallway, you can hear the sound of the people kind of coming down the elevator and rushing to get home. There's a moment where you kind of imagine the idea of the stairwell. You see the bustle coming from the hallway with the elevators, and you kind of look over and you see that there's a hallway that leads off to a stairwell. And you can, as you make your kind of attention, you bring your attention over there, you see that the door is slightly not closed all the way. It's not ajar, but it's also not closed completely. And you see Ramon kind of still making his way over to the elevators.
Rami.
He stops.
Look right there.
Oh, yeah, right there. And you see him bring the pipe up like a baseball bat.
And I'll very, very gently ease the door open and kind of peek inside.
Okay. You see that there's the stairwell, much the same. It's just mirrored. There's a stairway going up, a stairway going down. The one going up has a bunch of construction equipment at the landing between the first and second floor, and it's kind of roped off. But the stairway going down is completely free.
Recognizing the invisible wall for what it is, I'm going to go ahead and head down.
Okay. At this point, everybody is kind of coming down into the basement at the same time. Are you being stealthy at all, Elliot?
I think I am.
Okay. Let's have you make a dex and stealth roll, difficulty 7, because Ramon is not being stealthy at all. He did not get the memo.
Difficulty 7, you said?
Yep.
Hey, 2 successes.
Okay. Let's have Anderson and Teresa roll their perception alertness to see if they can hear this not stealthy.
Bam, 4.
Yeah, she got 3. Yeah. As you're coming down, you think that you can see something from the other side of the building, from where this hallway kind of extends outward, and then you hear a noise coming from behind you. Teresa quickly turns around, and you see this kid, maybe 19, maybe 20, just Hispanic, brown, kind of tanned body, and just this lead pipe that he's holding like a baseball bat, like he's Babe Ruth about to take a swing.
What do you think you're doing over there? You know, you're trespassing.
He kind of looks at you. You're the ones who are trespassing. I work here.
Let me see some ID.
Just the sound of a straw being sucked on and nothing but ice coming out from the side of the entryway.
Okay.
Well, let's see your ID, mister. As the, average sized, just revengeful nerds looking kid friggin' says from behind Rami.
Yeah. Ramon is
Anderson,
maybe...
cut the kid a break, huh?
Yeah,
He's
Ramon
just,
is...
you probably spook him.
maybe...
Okay. At this point,
what are you doing here?
Hold on. At this point, hearing that, I will lean forward to Rami and go, "Oh my God, Rami! They're Russian spies!"
He nods, and you see him just kind of like take a baseball batter stance, and he's just like, "Which one do we go after first?"
Don't get your ass kicked, me. I swear
This
to
is
God, kid, I'll
amazing.
turn you into a fucking popsicle if you come at me
You
with
hear
that.
that? He's going to turn you. These kids are funny. I like them. This is a good time we're having. I'm out of soda. And he just throws it over his shoulder and clatters on the ground.
Yeah, Vasily and Anderson have a shared history in that they run in the same kind of black market, underground, the underbelly of Miami. This is the first time that you've ever actually been in a situation where you can have a conversation with each other. The two kids have nothing to do with the situation whatsoever. And Vasily does notice that Anderson is holding the hand of what looks to be this beautiful, very kind of café con leche, this very light, very milky latte skinned, thin, very elegant Hispanic woman.
Anderson, not bad. Hey, you brought the latte, and apparently I get the 2 kids, huh?
I mean, if they're more your style, I'm happy with what I got.
They always have use for children. He's Russian.
You know, sometimes you really take my breath away.
Well, it was communism, Joe. You know, I get those a lot since I've been here, and I like to sometimes just lean into it. You know, you might as well have fun with your stereotypes. Anyway, it's great to see you.
What does a stereo have to do? Yeah, it's good to see you too.
I'm sorry, children. I forgot you were there.
And what are y'all doing here?
Well, we work here, mister. What are you doing here?
Yeah, what are you doing here? Where's your ID?
You need my driver's license? I left it in other pants.
No, your employee ID. You.
He's Russian. He doesn't have ID.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'll pull out my wallet.
He said he was a commie.
And flash my wallet. Just my
nice.
wallet. There's nothing in it. And just like quickly flash it and be like, building code inspector. Put it back away.
Oh.
Yes, and I'm his dad. So I get to, he's showing me around.
Ramon points at Anderson. He's like, I believe him, Elliot, but I don't believe him. I don't like him.
You people do. I do not understand why. Vasily, he is a nice guy. Anyway, anybody else notice this place is really strange? At least at times. Strange things have happened lately. Or am I the only one?
Ramon shakes his head no, but everybody else kind of like nodding yes.
Ah, excellent. Good. At least most of us are on the same page. This is a good thing. Common interests are the finest way for people to come together and work towards a beautiful future.
All right, so what do you think this is?
I have no idea. That's why I'm here, trying to find out. And now that you're here, I know you have a certain particular set of skills that make you valuable in these matters.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're not wrong there.
I know.
Okay.
Actually, very rarely wrong. It's kind of a curse. I don't know. So, you, child with glasses, you nodded your head when I said something weird is going on, and your clueless friend who thinks I'm some kind of spy. By the way, with a Russian spy dressed like this, these kind of slick threads, never. Could a Russian spy name 5 top 40 songs in radio? No. Has a Russian spy seen Red Dawn and laughed for 45 minutes at least? No. A Russian spy would be offended. I thought it was hilarious.
The pipe slowly comes down to the side of his body. He just, but you never mentioned any top 40 hits.
That's exactly what a Russian spy would say.
It's true, and you see him bring the pipe back up.
American children are so intelligent. Okay, that's all I have for that one. All right, so let's do this.
What are you doing here, mister?
What am I doing here? Long story. I come from
We're
a
looking
village.
into the graffiti and damage around here, son.
Oh yes,
Are you
a cop?
definitely.
This man
Are you
is
a cop or
okay.
something?
That sounds professional, Elliot.
I'm a private consultant. And this happens to be one of my consultants. You know what a shithead is? Well, this is a shithead whisperer. Because it takes one to know one. He has a knack for this stuff. A few minutes poking around here, we'll know exactly what the hell's going on at this property, and we'll be able to take care of it.
Anderson, for the record, I just took the time to say that I am your father as a blood relation, and you just probably... Did you just call me a shithead?
Yeah, you're a shithead. You don't look that much older than me.
It hurts me, okay? When you
And
say
my
these
mother
things.
has far better taste than whatever you can fit into your penny loafers, sir.
Vasily is hurt by this, but he understands. We should
If
probably do something. I'm assuming that you're on the clock as well.
Yeah, I am. Now, you kids can either get out of here. If you want to stick around and make sure we don't steal any of the copper piping, you're welcome to. But we
Please,
got a
in this
job to do.
economy, copper
know
piping is nearly worthless.
We
No,
know
where?
we know where the graffiti was.
Yeah, it's up. And now we heard there's something going on down in the basement. You didn't hear about it
I don't know.
because your foremans don't need you to know about it. If you want to go get your foreman and bring him back here, we can just say hi to him again. I mean, how else
What
will
do you
be on
think?
this
What-
lot? We think we look like. Do you think that this guy could have snuck onto this lot? No.
Well, no, he didn't. I saw him walk right on.
Yeah. And your
Actually,
foreman
for
did-
the record, none of you saw me until I started sipping delicious soda, which I'm out of, by the way, which I find kind of offensive. There should be a vending machine down here. Children, is there a vending machine down here?
Ramon shakes his head.
Ugh.
I'm gonna
Yes.
go get the foreman, Elliot. Keep an eye on them.
Duh,
Okay,
get
Rami.
the form.
See him go upstairs.
I don't have time for this shit. You can bring the foreman down. I'm gonna start walking off.
Teresa kind of leans in. She's like, "Where?
Hey, you're not supposed to go down there, sir. And I'll follow after him.
Where do you think this is leading us, Andy?"
I think into trouble. You know, this kid's gonna get probably pretty messed up. Keep an eye on him for me, please.
Okay.
I let them both go first because if Anderson's feeling gung ho and Elliot's feeling like he needs to do his job, Vasily's feeling like he's seen this movie before and he knows what happens to the first person that goes downstairs.
Correct. But you see that Teresa kind of slides by Elliot as you make your way over to follow Anderson, and she goes after Ramon. The three of you go down an alley following Anderson since he's got the sight, and it leads you into what looks to be a very large room that has a couple steps leading even lower into it. It kind of has this very old, very kind of French art, what's it called? Kind of like this high arch ceiling.
Like Art Nouveau type of thing?
Yeah. Excuse me. Impaled into the wall with these large kind of railroad spikes is an older white gentleman. He's got heavy gray kind of duct tape over his left hand, making him hold what looks to be a staff. And then he has heavy gray kind of duct tape on his right hand, having him kind of holding out a hurricane lantern. But he's been stapled, for all intents and purposes, to the wall to look like he's in mid-walk. And in a semicircle around this kind of dead old gentleman are 6 very large cardboard boxes. These are 6 feet long, about 3 feet wide, and 2 feet deep. They're in a semicircle formation. None of them have any kind of discerning features. Otherwise, they just look like they're heavy cardboard boxes with these heavy lids on top of them.
Well, here's your problem.
Well, to clarify, there's a dead guy stapled to the wall.
There is.
Elliot throws up.
See, kid, this is why your foreman didn't want you down here.
Jesus fucking Christ, kid.
Yep.
Oh, that is repugnant. I can see why you vomited. That is awful.
Mhm.
You should, your foreman,
God.
he's going to, Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's little spatters of blood where he was impaled to the wall, but otherwise there's no real leakage of any kind. There's no real dripping.
Oh, little comrade, he's okay. And I start rubbing Elliot's back.
I don't let him touch me.
Yeah.
Fuck away from you, sneaky fucking Russian.
Making friends. That's what we do here.
Oh, it's okay, little fella. You'll be all right. And I start looking at the horrible scene in front of me and kind of amble up next to Anderson.
Okay, which card
This,
is this?
this does not look like your standard turf war stuff, does it?
No, I don't.
I don't like it.
I don't like it one bit.
Excellent. Once again, common ground, better future.
Yeah, exactly. Which tarot card is this? It's supposed to look like one, right? Teresa, you know?
Remember, you sent her after Ramon, so she's
Oh,
not there.
shit, yeah. Teresa?
Do I have any ranks in a cult?
Find out. You got one. So you
I would
could
like to roll my single rank in a cult to see if I even know what a tarot card is.
roll your
Tarot.
intelligence and a cult.
Parrot.
It's like a parrot.
Difficulty, what, 4, 10?
No. I think, although Vasily wouldn't have really put any stock into tarot, I think because of Russian folklore, he might have kept an ear open. So we'll say difficulty 8.
I will spend a point of willpower.
Oh, so confident.
3 successes with the will.
Nice. This is in fact a kind of common vernacular appearance of a tarot deck card, and with 3 successes, you can narrow it down to either the magician, the hermit, or the spurned lover.
This is either old wizard, old peasant, or some guy who didn't like that someone was banging his wife.
Huh. What are the
don't
boxes
know.
for then?
I don't know names. I'm assuming there's something awful underneath them.
Well, shit. I'm gonna move one with a foot.
It does not
I'm gonna
move.
step back, and my hand goes into my waistband.
Your foot taps against it, and the second you try to put any pressure into it, you feel like it is not made of cardboard. There's something heavier inside.
Without even realizing he's doing it, Vasily kind of puts an arm towards Elliot, not touching him, but almost in a defensive gesture in case something does come out and attack. Because for whatever reason, Elliot seems like a nice kid, and Vasily is not a total scumbag.
This is his redemption arc.
Yeah, then the kid
Elliot
brains it in the
has,
head with a pipe wrench.
Yeah.
All right.
Elliot has his tool in his hand.
Oh. Still shaky, but yes.
All right. Is it taped closed at the top? Like it's a cardboard
No.
box?
Not at all.
No? Okay. I guess I will open it.
Okay. It takes a bit to actually pull the lid off of it, but with your strength and athletics, it's short work of it. You open which one in this semicircle?
We'll say the one that's like closest to the front, right? So if you said there, how many again? It's
6.
anybody. We'll say number 3.
Okay.
That's probably the closest to where he would be.
Yeah. So you strain to pull this open, and as you do, you see that inside the cardboard has been kind of very, very carefully and very meticulously glued to what looks to be just this beautiful box inside. It almost looks like we would imagine a rectangular Matryoshka doll would look like, and there's another lid inside once you pull the actual like cardboard lid off.
What the hell? Look at this.
Okay. And for the record, I'm assuming that we're operating under the assumption that standard police protocol isn't being applied. I'm not wearing gloves. I don't like evidence.
Yeah, I mean, Anderson hasn't been wearing gloves.
Yeah, no, I'm not wearing gloves.
Vasily does come in and take a peek.
Yeah, he's just a box inside a box.
He's a box.
Hey.
Just a box.
Well, it's like those Russian dolls. I thought you might understand what the significance was.
Excellent. Stereotyping. That's 2 for 2
You
today.
just said stereotyping's worked.
Elliot,
Yeah.
I would like to sense the force.
make an narrative roll.
That's 1 success.
Okay.
Assuming difficulty 6, that was a 9.
Yeah.
Dice.
Yeah. You reach out, you stretch out, and there is a lot of bad mojo in this room. Excuse me. Everything from the dead body just pulses out danger to you.
Guys, I got a real bad feeling about this. We should call the police.
Well, I'm out.
Fuck's sake.
Someone said
grab the
someone
next
said
box
P
and pull it
word.
open.
Okay. You pull the lid off of the inner box out, and inside is just this very beautiful, very simple looking leather bound journal that has the initials E, M, and G. There is what looks to be a Ziploc bag of maybe a few dollars. You at first glance, it's like maybe $16 and loose change. But you also see that there's a wallet inside of the bag. Couple
question,
keys. Yep.
Because our new friend just felt the force. Was that with magic?
That was.
Okay. Did I see that?
No.
No.
What was Elliot's foci? Did he do the force thing,
I'm
or
staying
did
with my
he?
prime side up.
Oh yeah, prime sight's up.
Yeah, you do have prime side up. So yes,
Oh.
you do see ripples coming off of him.
Silly prime users.
Yeah, fucking
Oh
prime
shit,
users.
he's a mage.
Yeah. You see him.
What?
He's awakened. He just did some voodoo shit.
I don't know what that is.
Like to you, it just to Vasily, it just looked like he closed his eyes and kind of.
Well, Vasily also hasn't used magic in Anderson's presence.
Yeah.
But I heard that you are a mage, though.
No.
All right, then let's
No,
wind
he's
that
an
back.
orphan. He's
All right.
But yeah, you saw.
You did say that.
You saw. Because you do have your prime set up, you can see that he was pulling on the strands of life and mind.
Oh. Actually, quick retcon to our retcon. I believe that he was told that Chuck and I were working on this by David.
So yeah,
Okay,
Oh, that's true. Okay, so that's retcon the retcon.
So we retconned the retcon, and now we're
back at
right now. Now.
So in that case, he did some voodoo shit. I don't know.
Okay.
But I'm assuming you're in on this if Daniel hired you.
Apparently, he gave me some drugs. They were amazing. I guess that means I'm part of family of something. I don't know.
That's generally the way.
This
it
is
works.
all bullshit, but I'm getting paid in supernatural smack. So
All right. Well,
It is drugs. I knew it.
yeah,
Duh.
and murder.
Is super soldier serum. Russia going to be #1.
All
I'm
right,
kidding,
well,
you little shit. We're not taking super serum drugs.
Kid, open the other damn boxes.
I don't know if that's such a good idea, mister.
All right, I'm gonna go over to box 4 and open it. Got to do everything my goddamn self.
But he's
Again-
out there moving boxes. I just
Yeah.
pull out another piece of my medicine and
Yeah. He literally pops a pill in front of you, Elliot, as Anderson kind of goes over, pulls the top off of the next cardboard box, and again, there's another box within a box.
Don't look at me that way, kid. I have heart condition.
Well,
I would like
All right.
to insight that, or and I'm sorry. I would like to empathy that.
I would like to subterfuge that.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Vasily doesn't care. He knows he lied. He lied on purpose. You don't have to
Yeah.
roll. He totally lied to you.
Yeah. I was going to say the difficulty is going to be 4.
Oh, in that case, 3 successes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's a liar. He lied to you. To your face.
With a smile and an obvious shake of his head that he is not telling
Yeah,
the truth.
you're Vasily is doing nothing to overcome the indoctrination of Cold War America.
Yeah.
Right. Anderson, you find anything else while you were over there?
I found a box in the box.
I have a feeling that's going to become recurring pattern.
Goddamn Russians. And I'll open the other box.
I kind of saunter over to the tableau of the murdered person.
Mhm.
And I would just like to roll good old-fashioned investigation, see if I notice any clues.
Sure. Roll perception investigation. We'll say difficulty 6 for you.
Okay.
As Anderson kind of pulls the lid off of the inner box, he sees Vasily walk by him and kind of just stand in front of the hanging dead man. Inside this box, however, you see a coffin.
4 successes.
Oh shit!
What the fuck?
It's that willpower point.
Yeah.
If this is the guy from the funeral home today, this is just going to be the weirdest damn day of my life.
Vasily can see that the old man hanging on the wall was exsanguinated before he was placed up here. There's telltale signs of what looks to be, having been bound. The wrists have some fraying, they have some bruising, the ankles as well. But you also notice that there's crumbs on the little bit of a beard that's been growing in on this man's face. It looks like whatever happened to him in a moment where he was eating, it looks like.
So Vasily, noticing that, moves as close to the corpse as he can and then picks a crumb out of the beard.
It smells like a croquette. Croqueta. Ham, by the looks of it.
This man died eating one of my favorite things. This is tragedy. He was also probably ritually murdered before here. There's ligature marks on the hands and bruising. He had his blood drained before he even got here, and he died in the middle of eating a beautiful croquette. I popped the crumb in my mouth. What's in next box?
You know what? You seem so comfortable with this. You be my guest.
No,
I'll
I'm
step
actually.
back.
I have a finite amount of detection skills, and I don't want to waste them all on 6. But I use them on this. I need to. Elliot, your turn. Look under box.
Elliot is just backing away. He now has the tool in his hand like this, and he's just kind of, and his
What
back
is
hits the
the
wall, and he's like,
tool?
"Oh,
Is it a hammer? Is it
from all outward appearance, it just seems to be a piece of like titanium piping,
okay?
about an inch in diameter, about a foot long, or I'm sorry, about 8 inches long."
You're holding your 8-inch to an hour there. I'm 10.
Yeah.
I'm
There's
glad
jokes.
somebody picked up on the joke.
There's jokes there.
I was trying not to. I was trying to be good.
Everybody
The
says
joke
it's
was
12
that it was
feet.
8 inches. Oh!
Hey! Everybody says it's 12 inches, but it's actually 8.
So, this is unfortunate for this man. He had a bad day. He was in the middle of eating when this happened, unless my detective skills are letting me down. And apparently, I am really good detective. Watching Cagney and Lacey did a lot for me.
Yeah. Yeah, you have one box that has a journal, a leather-bound journal, and some stuff in some possessions inside a Ziploc bag, almost like a police evidence bag. And in the second box that Anderson has opened, there is a coffin.
So you're comfortable with dead people? Get in here. Well, you said
fuck
this guy was
says I'm
already exsanguinated before he was hung up.
Nah, he was kosher.
Yeah. I'm gonna open the coffin to see if it's empty. 'Cause I'm assuming that maybe they took the guy and drained a corpse potentially.
No, the coffin is actually full. There is what looks to be a sleeping or dead person in there. Almost meticulous clothing, very beautiful, very well made and tailored, kind of silk slacks. There is this very well maintained and pressed long sleeve shirt. There's this silk kind of vest with a fob watch sticking out of one of the pockets and the chain kind of going out to the button. The hair is long and black and slicked back, eyes closed. It's not breathing. Its chest isn't moving up and down, but it also has this very wax-like appearance.
Are you kidding me? All right, well, let's check all of them.
I put the lid back on the coffin. I, again, have seen this movie before. I know what happens.
Yeah.
You said there was a book?
Yeah.
Was everyone made aware of the presence of this book?
Yeah.
Like, did Anderson pull it out and look at it?
I didn't touch it with my fingers.
Okay.
He just said it was there.
Yep. The other 4 boxes also have boxes within boxes, and opening up all the lids will actually show you that there are open coffins in each of the other 4 boxes, but the contents are just piles of ash.
I look over at the pile of personal effects that Anderson had, and I look at the wallet, and does it have a driver's license in it with a picture that looks like our Lestat in the coffin?
No. If you pick up the evidence bag and kind of use the bag itself to open the wallet, you'll see that it is the ID for the old man hanging from the wall. It says his name is Oscar Benton.
Do I know who Oscar Benton is?
Nope. But they're also behind in the little pocket behind where he has his driver's license. You can see the length of what looks to be a military ID.
Oh, military ID, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What are the odds I can surreptitiously pocket that without being noticed? I have people that would kill for this.
Sure. Make a dexterity and...
I believe it's streetwise in this system.
Yeah, you could use subterfuge.
I would do streetwise because that's, according to the description, that's like criminal stuff, like sleight of hand and stuff.
Sure.
What's the diff?
We'll say 7 because
Okay.
you are being observed.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 cancels out one of mine, but then I have the willpower, so that's 4 successes.
Okay. So you both see Vasily kind of pull out the evidence bag and kind of start to use it. You can hear the change chinkling in the bag as he kind of moves around the wallet. Do you give them the information about this guy being Oscar Benton?
Oh, yeah.
Just kind of, okay.
Yeah. Is there any money in the wallet or credit cards?
No. The only money is loose inside the bag. The bills
How
add
much?
up to $16.
I take them.
Okay.
That's like a lot of hot dogs. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Duh. I look over at the kid who's shaking his head. It's not like he's going to need it.
You're literally robbing a grave.
No,
This
I'm
is
actually.
he's ramming a crime scene. There's
Does this look like grave to you? And I point at the guy hanging at the wall. This is
No,
not
all the
grave.
coffins do though. All the coffins
No.
kind of make this a mausoleum. So
So do we normally hang people on wall of mausoleum?
I don't know what you goyim fucks get up to.
I don't even know
the
what that
fuck's a
word is.
goyim?
Gentiles.
Oh, well, I am very much a
Well,
gentleman. I'm a gentleman.
All right, gentlemen.
It's,
Let's. What the hell is going on here?
Hear thump.
is it coming from the coffin?
Yep.
Hello?
A second thump, and then instead of a third one, the coffin lid blows off, and you see.
I'm already in motion. The second the first thump happens, I'm already a vapor trail. Like I started making my way for the exit the second I heard the first thump.
Yeah.
I just for the record, I
So you won't see the very creepy wax figure kind of just come up like a board until he's standing straight up at 90-degree angle, and the eyes open up, and you can see that it is a very much kind of paper mache kind of wax figure of somebody, whoever this person is supposed to be, and the mouth opens to reveal this jagged kind of row of teeth like a shark. And I think this is a good time to go to break. So we'll see you in a few. And welcome back, everybody. Before we went to break, we saw this group of mages kind of come down into the basement, the sub-level of the construction site of a financial building that is being currently built in downtown Miami. And they found 6 cardboard boxes with a bunch of other boxes inside, and in some of them, some coffins. And so now they are reaping what they have sowed, and one of the coffins has exploded outward with what looks to be a wax figure of a male, very well dressed, very well taken care of. And this is where we left off. Over the break, I had everybody roll initiatives, and the way it works in 20th anniversaries, you roll 1 dice and you add the additive of your total of what your dexterity and your wits is. And Elliot got 16, so he's going to start us off. Elliot, are you turning on your tool?
So what you two see is about a 36-inch beam of light erupt from the end of this pipe. And Elliot, with Dancer's Grace, leaps through the air and is going to attack this thing with this. For all intents and purposes, it's a motherfucking lightsaber, yo.
Yeah. You are a Jedi, like your father before you.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll your dexterity and melee.
Mm-hmm.
I love everything about this, by the way. I love that we are being led by a young Jedi.
This is what you can do with Mage.
Oh God. Okay. One to take away. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes.
Ooh, Jesus. Yeah, I only got 2, so you definitely hit him. Your lightsaber does 2 aggravated automatically. We subtract 3 from your total, giving you 4 more. So you do
Damage plus 4.
Yeah. So roll 6 dice. At least my fortitude kicked in. So.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. You burn a clean cut down from shoulder to waist. You can see the trail mark of just where this beam sword just kind of cut into this wax figure and just melted this kind of very heavy, very wide U shape into the shoulder. But the rest of him is just kind of burnt husk. He looks worse for wear, having taken some of that damage. His and this for fortitude. But that brings us to Anderson.
Okay. I'm going to presume that I have a gun.
Yeah, of course.
What? This thing's still alive, right? Well,
Yeah.
It's still animate.
Yes.
What the flying fuck? And I'm gonna draw and I'm gonna pump a shot in because why not?
Okay. Are you firing from the hip? Or are you gonna try to aim? So you can either try to roll wits and firearms or dex and firearms.
I'm gonna do Dex and firearms. We're just gonna do a draw on fire.
Okay.
Okay.
So
that's my
calling
Dex.
back on your police training.
That's right, and I'm gonna spend a willpower on this because I need this to hurt. Nah, wasn't that terrible. Okay, it's gonna be 3 successes with a willpower.
3 successes. Let's see. Wow. You see that it starts to kind of shift almost unearthly. It starts to kind of phase in and out of existence, like it's moving too fast to be seen. And as it's trying to juke you, it shifts in one direction and then shifts in the other, and then shifts back into its original direction, and you kind of pop him off. And you do see that you hit. What would you say you have, like a 9mm?
Probably, yeah. It's probably like I don't have like a Magnum. I'm not Dirty Harry yet.
So you
Right,
do
Glock.
base 4 damage, plus 1 more for the differences.
Okay, sounds good. Holy crap! Do damage dice explode on guns?
Yeah, we'll say they count as 2 successes.
Okay, then that's 5 successes.
Oh Jesus, I'm so glad I have 42.
Plus, guns aren't great against Kindred.
Oh wait, it was 4 plus 1.
Yeah.
Okay, 6 successes. Sorry,
Okay.
I only rolled 4 dice for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a good shot.
Mm-hmm. Brings us to Vasily. You from outside the room in the hallway, you have heard what sounds like just this hum. You can see this kind of light emanating from the room. What color is your lightsaber?
It is a pale blue.
Okay.
So I've seen Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because Vasily.
Mhm.
And I'm hearing gunfire, snarling, and the flashing lights and sound of a lightsaber.
Yep.
You know, when I got up this morning, I did not think that this would be happening. And I kind of quickly dart downstairs, see what's going on. He reaches into his pocket, pulls out a penny and flicks it, like trying to hit the vampire between the nose and just right on the tip of the nose. And I'm going to attempt to curse the vampire with bad luck so that he accidentally stumbles into whatever attacks my friends are trying to it's just gonna look like he got momentarily distracted by being flicked on the nose with a penny.
You dirty entropic motherfucker. Roll your arete.
This is where I fuck up and lose everything.
Wow.
What's the diff?
It's vulgar. There are no sleepers.
Would it be vulgar because it is being disguised as a
It is
action?
You know what? I'll give you coincidental. Because I think out of any moment, this is when Vasily can either become the guy or can fuck it up for himself. So it'll be difficulty 5.
Okay. So even though I do not get the free willpower, I am spending a willpower on this.
You don't want to try to botch?
With the willpower, that's 2 successes.
Okay. So sure enough, your penny goes flying out in its direction. It kind of hits him on the cheek. He pulls his hand up and just you can hear the kind of slopping noise as he kind of pulls it from his skin. You can see that being this close to the lightsaber is kind of weakening the integrity of the wax that he's made out of. He's starting to kind of drip. And it brings us to his turn. I've used my celerity reflexively to dodge, so I don't have any extra actions this turn.
Plus, I am still firmly not immediately in front of everybody else. I am definitely in the back.
Right. So you see him kind of hold out his hand almost really like Bela Lugosi. Like there's a moment where Vasily, I would think, has this really kind of boy in a movie theater enjoying the scenery, and then intermingled with the fact that this was inanimate just a few minutes ago. Wow. Well, the Curse of Steve Perry has definitely fucked me because I only got 2 successes. I don't think that's enough to scare either of you. Oh no, Anderson has a wits too. You see as he kind of holds out his hand and he takes its very traditional, very kind of Bram Stoker Dracula pose. There's a fear, a primordial fear that kind of rises up inside of Anderson. And without you even noticing, you kind of take a step back from him. And the gun starts to kind of wobble as you point it down away from him.
What is this thing?
You can use willpower to fight it. And you'll have to spend at least 2 points of willpower to fight off the effects of what is Dread Gaze.
Okay.
Because you don't have
now, or
mind.
can it be on my turn?
No, it's every turn you're going to spend 1 to even kind of stay in his presence. Otherwise,
Okay, I'll spend
your initial desire is to just get out of there. If you had mind, you could have fought this off.
Fair.
With your prime time and forces.
It's true. It's true. I'll spend 1 to stay in the presence.
Okay. It brings us back to Elliot's turn.
Dreidel, 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 I made you out of clay. Dreidel, 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 with dreidel I will play. Second verse, same as the first.
And the guy is stumbling around in front of Elliot's weapon.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. He should be
Yeah.
at a pretty significant disadvantage at this point.
Yeah.
That's 5 successes.
Okay. So you're going to get a bonus of 4, so you're going to do 6 dice of damage.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's what happens when you have an entropic motherfucker who just ruins your plans.
And you said 10s explode?
10's count as 2 successes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes.
Oh no, he only has 3 dice of fortitude. They're not enough. All 3 of them are successes, but it's not enough. The lightsaber comes cutting down in a very different arc, I would think, because you're not a one-trick pony by any stretch of the word. I don't think, does Elliot kind of swing it wildly like Luke does in return?
Oh no, this is more he's since he started watching Star Wars several years ago, he has been training his mind and his body to emulate and to peak efficiency, to be the, as good as Obi-Wan as he can be. And so he, his first attack, he leapt through the air and he came down, but his second attack is just a flick of the wrist that just cuts like this.
Oh, so the head just cleanly comes off and the body kind of slumps forward. There is no blood. There is no interior organs. You just see the kind of rigid skeleton of what looks to be metal and paper mache, and the head goes rolling off in one direction. The body kind of slumps down in front of you. Is this another moment where you think he would throw up, or is he kind of in control at this point?
No, at this point, adrenaline fight or flight fight has kicked in, and he's like striking the fucking, and then he looks back and he's like, "What the fuck was that?"
We've been reading Justice League. In the back of the book, there is advertisement for Frank Dukes, amazing martial artist. You must have sent away for package.
You know those are all scams, right? Oh wait, you're a Russian. You probably made the scam.
I helped quite a bit during that conflict. Did you see the way I hit him with a penny? He got him right on the front of the nose. He totally ran into path of your lightsaber thing there. I helped. I was a good addition to the party's conflict.
As the
Once
wax melts away, revealing the kind of amalgam of a skeletal structure underneath, the nails holding the old man to the wall disintegrate,
What the
and you
hell?
just see him slump down and fall off of the wall.
And I, utilizing my heightened reflexes, catch him, like deactivate my weapon and catch him.
Yeah, let's have you make a dexterity and athletics roll. Difficulty 7. Or do you want to make an arete roll and use your life to enhance yourself to get you there?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
I've got a really good dex athletics pool, so
Yeah.
utilizing my specialization, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. Yeah. You both see this kid with an impressive reaction speed just shoot forward, and kind of landing on his knees, he just catches the old man before he hits the floor.
He's just like, he checks for a pulse. Like he saw that in a movie once because he doesn't deal with biological stuff. So,
Yeah, there's no pulse.
and I'll lay him down gently.
I kind of go over and look at the remnants of the thing that was there. And Vasily has been struck with one of his Vasily ideas. So he walks over to the old man. Iliad, you got him, right?
Huh?
Good. And Vasily just kind of reached down and plucks a hair off the guy's head. And
What the fuck is wrong with you? You're desecrating a person.
I think in the arms race of who desecrated him worse, I'm definitely down here.
He's behind the one that cut him in half with a laser sword.
No, I caught the guy who fell off the wall.
Yeah.
If you'll pardon me a moment. And
Well, that guy's
Vasily,
a corpse too, so it's a little bit of both.
He was a corpse? What the hell? Why did... Okay, I have so many questions.
And then Vasily goes over to the wax thing and picks up a piece of it. Like, I'm assuming it's just clanking metal inside.
Yeah, it's just skeletal structures, pieces of metal, pieces of wood. It looks like just an amalgam of anything that could have been fashioned into a skeletal structure.
Vasily kind of looks to them. I imagine Foreman is going to be here in a few minutes. Can you guys give me a moment to do some things? I have an idea.
Seeing the internal structure of the wax figure, I look over at it, I'm like, oh my, it was a golem.
A bottom? It does matters not. And Vasily
Like in The
goes
Hobbit?
over and takes the hair and puts it on the ground, pulls out his Walkman and tunes on the radio, and then takes his coins out and begins to kind of idly shake them in his hand, drops them around the hair. And as he's singing, I always feel like somebody's watching me, he's going to use entropy and correspondence to trace the lines of thread, the thread of fate from this man to where he was previously. See what part linked up with this guy, and then try to track it from there.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your arete.
And what's the diff on this?
Ooh. This is going to be rough to call coincidental, so it's going to be vulgar without witnesses. So we'll say 6.
and quintessence can be spent to lower that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to, rather than take the free willpower success, I'm going to spend a point of willpower to try to get, and then spend a point of quintessence to try to get my difficulties down.
Okay.
And I will roll this as a prolonged. I'll take two actions to build successes.
Okay. So you're gonna do this as a ritual?
Yeah.
Yeah. No problem. So while he's doing that, you kind of say that it is a golem, and as you see Vasily kind of go over, take a piece of it, and kind of flip it back onto its front, you do see that in the front of what would be the sternum, the front of the chest cavity, you see that there is a glyph that has been kind of carved into it. It isn't Yiddish. It isn't.
Yeah, but it's still like straight out of Jewish
Yeah.
folklore.
It is straight out.
Yeah,
Like-
that's. I mean, that's not Hebrew, but it's a golem. Why is there a golem?
I
At
don't
this
know.
point, Elliot's brain just kind of like shuts off, and he just looks over at the dead old man and kind of does his best to put something over his face very respectfully. And
Yeah.
So you're
I
saying
think-
this? Okay, what's a golem's like a made person, like a puppet?
it's a thing that the teachers can make, and
Teacher.
it comes to exact vengeance upon the enemies of Israel, and it's made of clay, but
This one's made of wax, so it's the same thing though.
I mean, there's too many corollaries for it not to be at least similar enough to qualify it as one. There's the control glyph. There's the overall structure. The fact that it is autonomous and
control glyph.
I don't know. It's something it's old Jewish
It's a bit
folklore.
like someone's like a remote control, like using it to control this.
I mean, I don't know. I really didn't. I'm pulling stuff from school back before my bar mitzvah.
So what if it ain't Yiddish? What is it?
I don't know.
Do you know what language that is?
Vasily's headphones are on. He can't hear anybody.
Vasily, take your damn.
He seems to be actually concentrating quite a bit and is just really into that music he's listening to. And coins are falling.
All right, well, he's useless. All right, well, only one way to do this. You have a problem with drugs, right?
Well, yeah, drugs are bad.
Some drugs are bad, some drugs are good. I have a medication. This is from my doctor. So I'm just gonna, if you don't mind me.
Everybody has a prescription.
It's a prescription. It's an inhalant.
It's,
I'm gonna
9
hop on the-
successes over 5 turns.
Holy balls!
Well, it's five turns worth of rolling, and some willpower was spent.
Okay. Make a note of that. What is Anderson doing while this is happening?
He's gonna
Not on all of the rolls, just on. I only had so much quintessence to spend, so.
he's gonna hop on the ground, do some coke, and try to get a look back in time to see see if he can get a look at who did this.
Okay.
Basically, try to get in touch with the actual moment, like feel his heartbeat, feel the adrenaline and fear, and try to follow that sensation back to its root cause.
Okay.
So I'm thinking I'm probably going to need about 3 successes for this.
Just about. It's gonna be difficulty 6 too, because That is
Okay.
definitely vulgar.
And you might need correspondence to follow it. You could definitely see the past when your location with time, but you might need correspondence to follow it.
I don't need to follow. I'm just looking to. I'm seeing if I can get
Oh,
a glimpse
okay.
of who was here, right? Like this
Okay,
exact
yep.
location.
Yeah.
So I think. Oh, also, how are we doing resonance? Are we doing resonance? We're kind of.
No.
Okay.
They said they made it optional in.
Okay. So we're not
20th?
doing any type of magical signature or anything like that. Okay.
No. If
If
you want to add a flare, that's up to you.
nobody has a. If I had a cell phone, I could do this. But damn, it's the '80s.
Yeah.
So I'm just going through my head. I don't have anything. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna do time. I'm actually gonna go for 4 successes
Okay.
just to try. I'm gonna spend a willpower and I'm gonna spend a point of quintessence to drop this to 5.
Nice. Go nuts.
Actually, I'm not, because then if I succeed, I don't lose my willpower. Yeah. Okay, I've got 2 successes on the first roll.
Okay.
So I've got my 50% threshold. And let's do it on the next with another willpower. And that's 5 successes.
Okay. So you take a little bit of time. You kind of hold onto the skeleton of this golem. Is that what you're
Yeah, sure, let's do that. I'll touch it. I'm not gonna hold it too tight.
Yeah, but that's the kind of focus of what you're trying to pull back on? Or are you doing it on the old dead man?
I'm more curious about the reanimated corpse right now.
Okay.
Anybody can nail a body to a wall. It takes a special kind of weirdo to bring someone back to life as a
Right.
wax monster.
You trace the wax figure back. You see itself kind of reversing everything that just happened to it. It's kind of reformed itself. It falls back into the coffin. The next time that you see it kind of awake, you see that it is surrounded by what looks to be another 3 copies of itself and the actual forger of the wax dolls. You see that they're all kind of given a piece of paper, folded up and put in its mouth. And each one of them kind of nods in turn, and they are put into different coffins. Their coffins are put into the very intricate boxes, and you see the care that's kind of being taken to create this cardboard facade for every one of them. The figure that made them, the kind of parental creator of these wax dolls, looks exactly like the wax doll itself. You also see behind the creator, there's a podium where a very similar book, a very similar journal is kind of sitting. And then the vision kind of snaps out and you're brought back to where you were.
There's a book like that one, but different. What's in that damn book? Did the book get taken, or that's what you're looking through right now, right? Oh, what was the thumbs up for?
I was verifying whether or not I acted on my nature enough to get a point of willpower back over the course of that scene.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go and hunt through that book.
Okay. What is Elliot doing while
The hell?
Vasily's still kind of dropping coins, kind of listening to music, and Anderson is kind of just hands on the skeletal structure and then kind of just snapping out of it.
There is no denying it. It's it to be swear. Be swear.
At this point, Elliot is, I'm looking around at these 2 guys and the insanity that has just occurred, and I am leaving the room and going to find Rami,
Okay.
and telling him to get in the Falcon and drive as fast as he can away.
You go upstairs. You see that the construction site is pretty much empty. The Falcon is nowhere to be found. Rami's nowhere to be found. And you just see the kind of sitting out in what is the main foreman's lounge chair out front of the trailer is the woman that you remember seeing the man with the gun downstairs. She's just smoking a cigarette.
Looking around, I'm just like, nope, and I take off.
She waves at you as you run off. Going back down into the sub-level, though, Vasily comes back from wherever he went in his musical journey, his drug-induced kind of walkabout. And you noticed that there was three total clay kind of simulacrums, for lack of a better word, of this one kind of creator. You could see the map of Miami. You could see the tarot cards kind of laid out like a star. And one of the points was skewed to kind of be pointed in one direction. And you could see the sixth card kind of being placed down on the table on top of what looks to be some kind of landmark on the map. And then a heavy knife kind of gets slammed on top of the last card, which is the tower, which is placed almost like where the point of this star is kind of pointing at.
Well, one moment, and he has another bit of his medicine.
When you come to, you notice the kid's gone.
Hey, where the fuck did the kid go?
Ran the hell out of here. Said something about Chewie? I don't know.
Probably. Anderson, I think I know where next thing is going to happen.
Yeah, where's that?
Map place.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
The journal belongs to Edward Malcolm Gaines.
Edward Malcolm Gaines.
It is immaculate, well annotated, well scripted, and it kind of starts to feel older than you can imagine. Like there's references to historical things that make it sound like they're contemporary. There's a sudden shift in the annotations, however, and it becomes a very mad kind of search for one particular set of answers. There's collections of what looks to be interviews of him asking people questions, of him asking people different things, and always excuse me, always about how to reawaken a dead avatar.
What?
The second half of the book is just rituals that he's designed, that this person's designed, rituals that he has kind of shifted or handed off to other people to try. And there is this massive kind of 18-page setup to a final ritual. He's got a list of cities that he's kind of narrowed down to Miami. And there's just this kind of circled annotation for node, ? And then you just see a folded up poster for the walkthrough of the haunted house at the Biltmore Hotel. Or the Biltmore Hospital, rather. You also see drawings of the tarot cards that he's placed. There's a total of 12 different cards that he's played through, and he's narrowed it down to what is the Lovers, the Hangman, the Magician, the Chariot, the Hermit, and the Tower.
There's a lot of shit in here.
It's a big book.
Yeah.
So
well, there's like 20 some pages about rituals and magic, just like one ritual, and stuff about awakening a dead avatar. That doesn't make.
I don't
no
know
sense.
what that is. Yeah, it is a. I have no idea.
It's like
so
a soul.
we know.
You can't
Okay.
kill a soul though. That ain't.
Obviously, we don't run in the same circles. It's it's actually not that hard. 6 or 7 weeks, and when they realize they can't pay, and then they still want the stuff.
No,
It's
you can kill a
actually
guy, but
no. It's the soul. They trust me. They will do anything after a while. If you're
well, that's.
anyways.
I think we're splitting hairs. That's more of a spirit than a soul. But all right.
Oh, fair enough. Agree to disagree. So we know where they're going. We know where the tower is, and
Aren't we in it?
we're not in it, right?
Oh,
No,
Hmm.
this is a tower, not the tower.
Yeah,
Kind of
fair.
like how people say that someone is a guy, but not the guy.
Yeah. Well.
So I have an idea. I have two. Idea number one, we get the fuck out of here, because any minute now, police are going to be descending, and I don't like police. They don't like Vasily. It's really strange. Thing number two, we should probably do something about kid with magic powers. I don't know if maybe you can introduce him to people. I don't know anybody. I don't like anybody.
I'll take a look at that. We should probably talk about that after we get the hell out of here.
Agreed. Let's get out of here.
Zoinks. Yeah, let's
two
get
of
the hell
you-
out of here. We get the hell out
two
of
of
here.
you head upstairs. You see the same image, just Teresa lighting up another cigarette, kind of sitting just in front of the trailer, just like she owns the place. The whole.
Can I bogart one of those?
She gives you a look as you approach, and then she pulls out a cigarette and hands it to you.
Thank you. And he has a lighter because,
Yeah.
heroin.
He's the
And
guy.
he
Fair.
lights up the cigarette. And all right. What next? Do we get the kid and bring him with us? Do we leave him where he is because now he's protector of workplace? I need a hot dog, and I need to make some phone calls. Because if this hasn't happened yet, it might not be a bad idea to either get some people to surveil the place or get people with several firearms there to shoot whatever is
We're
there
going to
ahead
get
of
back
us.
up Vasily.
Duh, I have
Alright.
plenty of backup. I know a guy.
You know a guy who's in on this?
No, but I know several guys with weapons. I find that several shotguns generally take care of most problems. If that doesn't work, I can get explosives.
Keep your damn voice down. We're near a street. Come on, man.
Oh, I'm sorry, I did not know the listening to Vasily police were out today. Besides, everybody's going to be distracted by the horrible thing downstairs.
Make your calls. I'm going to see if I can bring in some people too.
Excellent. I don't see a payphone, so
Yeah.
I'm going because cell phones aren't real yet, I just realized. And
What? What aren't real? I don't.
I'll tell you what, I'll meet you at the Limelight right about 7 o'clock.
Limelight. Meet you
Duh.
there.
Excellent. I'll let them know the kid can get through the door. We don't serve underage, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's time. He's earned it. And Vasily hails a cab and stops to get a hot dog at the cart on the way by, and goes to the Limelight.
Okay.
Nice.
What is Anderson doing as
He-
Teresa kind of comes up to him?
We got a bunch of problems. And I'm going to quickly outline to her, like, basically, like, hey, there's some weird wax resurrected people. I got a book about missing avatars or dead avatars being brought back to life. Now, the Chantry's at the Biltmore Hotel, right? Not the hospital.
Yeah, they're one and the same.
Oh, they are one and the same. Okay.
Yeah.
And apparently the note at the Biltmore looks like it might be targeted. I got a bad feeling about this. And I think Daniel's going to have to answer some questions.
We can go and show him the book and see what he says.
Yeah. You know somebody named Edward Malcolm Gaines?
That's a mouthful. I would remember something like that. Shake your head now.
All right. Let's get as many awakened together as possible and see if we can stop this from doing some really heinous stuff.
Okay. It's almost 5:30 now. We can make it to the Biltmore by 6, and as long as we don't take too long with Daniel, we can get to the Limelight, just like that Russian man said.
Let's do it.
And she takes off. You guys get back to her car. You take off to the Biltmore. And you see that Daniel and Joe are kind of standing in the hallway of the 5th floor just talking as the two of you kind of roll up. It's like, oh, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
You look like you've been through some things, Mr. White.
Yeah, it's been weird. How's your day been?
Can't say it's been calm.
No?
No. This has been the worst 12th night that I've been through here in Miami, so.
This is Daniel, right? Like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need to talk
All right.
about.
Privately or?
Well, depends. How privately you want to talk about Edward Malcolm Gaines?
You see his face go white.
That's what I thought.
Where did you hear that name, Mr. White?
I'll hold up his journal.
Ah. So
It's
he's
all
alive.
connected. I would like to hear the rest of the story, if you don't mind.
Sure. He nods to Joe, and she kind of comes over. Excuse me. And she pulls Teresa away, and he kind of motions for you to come into his office. He turns over one of his cork boards, and you see just this elaborate, what looks to be a family tree. And there's a bunch of names that you don't recognize. There's just a bunch of like different place names that are all European, mostly in the UK, mostly London-based areas, kind of like south of Scotland, things like that. But one of the names that you do immediately recognize is Edward Malcolm Gaines. And he points to it.
All right.
Mr. Gaines was part of my order. Some say he could have been the best of us. Some of the teachings that were passed on to me are actually his. The fact that you say you have a book of his troubles me, because there's a point around the early 1800s where he just disappeared.
You said that he could have been the best of you.
Mhm.
Did he stop because he vanished, or did something happen?
We believe that something was done to him. He had accrued some enemies, and he had been searching for allies outside our circle of influence. And by that I mean awakened, like you and I.
Well, he's back, and he wants your node. And he's making wax monsters called golems.
Oh,
Sticking pieces of paper in their mouths.
task.
Slamming. Task?
Each golem is given a task. Simple.
Oh, this one was
really.
to piss me off.
How did you defeat the golem, Mr. White?
I got really lucky. I happened to be around a couple of people who happened to also be part of our club.
Excellent.
Vasily threw a bunch of coins at him, and there was this kid at a construction site that had a laser sword.
A kid with a laser sword.
Yeah, some like a real geeky looking kid. Glasses with like tape on it and stuff.
I'll put Joe on it. I was not aware that there were. And you see him kind of sit down, and he puts on some glasses and he starts to look through a very similar leather-bound journal. He's like, that's so many awakened that I had not taken into consideration, that I had no idea. This is Mr. White, and he pulls off his glasses. Can I share with you a theory that stays in this room?
Absolutely.
What if we let Mr. Gaines finish what he started? It seems that whatever he set in motion is awakening people. What if this is it? What if this is the end of the war with the technocracy? What if this is the great upheaval that we've been looking for?
So you're saying we let him kill people to awaken other people?
There are arguments pro and against Mr. White. It means justify the ends. The few must be sacrificed for the many. But
We don't have proof on this. All we know is a bunch of people inside of Miami happen to have their eyes open. There's no proof that they're connected. Correlation and causation ain't the same thing. Hell, that's day 10 of the academy you learn that.
kind of smiles at you. You should have been a Hermetic, Mr. White. You have good instincts.
Well, I'm not a big fan of books, so I'm probably out. This is the most exciting one I've read in a while.
He holds out his hand and he's like, may I hold on to it from now on?
I've got a couple things I need to do with it first to make sure that I can't detect any traces of anything, but
Sure. I believe
I'll make sure.
if you need someone you can trust with it, I would take it to Chuck. Mr. Hume. Mr. Hume is a good man.
Well, I could use a good man right about now.
From what I saw on Teresa's face, I don't think that's true. And you just see him smirk.
Well, I can get a good man afterwards, but unfortunately, I'll look at the clock. I have to go meet a shitheel.
Mr. Vasily does rub people a certain way.
Yeah, he ain't actually half bad, but if I let him know that, he'll never live it down, or at least I'll never live it down.
Never.
He's gonna come here and later tonight to defend this place from being used for this.
I will marshal the troops.
He's gonna bring some troops too, lots of guns. So maybe pull whatever you can to make sure that none of the cops show up when the firefight starts.
I will make some calls. Thank you, Mr. White.
So he'll stand up and walk to the door, and as he's about to head out, but confidentially inside of the office, if correlation and causation were to meet on this one, well, that would be something worth considering.
It would.
With evidence. And then he'll just walk out.
Yeah. And you go downstairs, you see Joe and Teresa kind of sitting on one of the large couches. They're both kind of talking in hushed tones. And once the elevator door opens and you come out, like everything comes to a kind of really quiet stop, and she gets up. And she comes over. Ready to go, Stallion?
Yeehaw. Yippee-ki-yay.
And as you walk to her car, she's like, I will warn you, the music here can be terrible.
How bad can it be?
And to answer your question, we shift over to the limelight as Vasily arrives to kind of prepare for whatever's going on. And luckily, I think we do hear Frankie Valli's December 1963. Oh, what a night.
Oh, it just can't be bad.
And the DJ's just kind of like eyes closed, hand on one headphone, just grooving.
I used to be that guy sometimes. Excellent. Finally, one or two good tunes. All right. So Vasily kind of snaps his fingers at the, manager, who's his cousin.
Yeah.
Sasha, come. We have to discuss a few things.
He comes running over.
All right. And he goes into the office, shuts the door, pulls out a new bottle.
Is this what David said? I should bring sandwich with me?
On second thought, go get the sandwich, then come back.
Okay, I do this. And he scampers off. Comes back about 10 minutes later with...
I poured the 2 shots while he's gone. I'm a considerate fellow.
He doesn't come back with the pan con lechon, which is the steak and pork. He comes back with what the new cook is kind of serving, which is a pan con pite, which is steak and sandwich instead. It's steak, lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, and pickles, and then those little crunchy, really thin potato sticks inside the Cuban bread.
Not bad. Go find old cook, though. I like my pork sandwiches. I'm a creature of habit. But this is really good. Add this to menu, too.
He nods.
So, we need to make some discussions about what we're going to do.
As far as...
So, here's the deal, right?
Yes.
There's another outfit here in the city, okay?
Oh, it's not
One
2 for 1 deal?
Kind of. We're going to talk. One building. Not your average types, okay? They're like me, They're not the guy, but they're guys, okay?
Okay, so other guys.
Da. They have thing inside place that I love, okay? They have lots of this thing inside this place that I have come to love, and I want that thing for myself going forward. Now, there's going to be an attack on this place. Now, here's what I want you to do. We're going to get everybody, and I mean everybody, in on this. We're going to make every phone call. We're going to pull all of our contacts. We're going to...
He pulls a knife from the small of his back. Everybody.
Duh. Everybody. He pours another shot. We're going to get a fuck ton of guns. We're going to get some grenades, some malt. We're going to have a party on this. Part of the party is going to be helping these people with whatever thing they're going to be doing. The other part of the party is to help me do what I want to do, which is get the space drugs. Long story. I'll go into it later.
These drugs from space, Vasily?
Sasha, yes, they are from space, Sasha. They're
They always-
legitimate alien create. Just follow with me, okay?
Always knew NASA was hiding space drugs from the rest of us.
Yes, Americans. Anyway, Sasha, I've told you lately that sometimes you can be fucking stupid, right? I love you. You know this. I love you, but you are just my mother's sister. She
He puts the knife away. I disappoint. I'm sorry. Continue.
It's okay. You will make up for it. So, we're going to do the thing. We're going to do the other thing while we do the thing. Duh?
It's like heist.
Duh. And I start making a bunch of phone calls and putting stuff together.
Okay. As night falls on the city, we find Elliot sitting on top of the hood of the Falcon. Ramon next to him. The soft sound of Robert Palmer's Bad Case of Loving You kind of muffled by the heavy seats inside the car. And he just kind of looks at you like, I don't know, Elliot. I was talking to the girl 1 minute and then she whispered in my ear and gave me a kiss in the cheek, and then I was here.
Sounds like you got these are not the droids you're looking for.
It sucks to be on this side of it.
I don't know how to explain what I saw tonight.
You did it, Elliot. You got to be a hero. You saved those men's lives.
I don't know, Rami. I was mostly just scared out of my mind the whole time. I don't even really remember doing anything, just sort of acting.
Where is this university we're going to? This meet?
Massachusetts Institute of Technology.
Hey, okay. So it's in Massachusetts?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing happens in Massachusetts.
Well, there was this whole revolution thing.
I mean, yeah. That's so long ago.
The semester starts in 2 weeks.
Yeah. He'll be fine. There's no real danger in Massachusetts. We'll be safer there. I think, Elliot. You'll be fine. And he kind of rubs your shoulder. You want to help me clear out the trunk?
Yeah, I need something to do. And then afterwards, we can crack open the hood and I can see how badly you jacked up the engine.
I was thinking we could go to your house and I could maybe talk to your sister.
You're not.
No? Okay, no, it's okay. Sure. Let me open the trunk. And he hops down and
I'll tell you
the
what,
trunk.
Rami. I'll tell you what, Rami. When you can service this engine yourself, then you can talk to my sister.
Okay. You want to start taking notes then? And as the small semblance of normality fights to creep back into Elliot's life, and Anderson and Teresa are making their way to the limelight, where Vasily is making phone calls and trying to set up whatever he's setting up for our ultimate episode. I think this is what we're going to call it for tonight. I'd like to thank all of you as always. If you like what we're doing here, please make sure that you're subscribing to the McStabber Studios. If you like what I'm doing, I have my own channel at Ravnos Archon here on Twitch. If you like what Ben is doing, even with his slimy Russian scumbagginess, you are part of Blades in the Dark now. Yes?
I am in Blades in the Dark and whatever other streams crop up that I can worm my way into.
Excellent. If you like what Anderson is doing, Kelly over at Dork Tales, please give him a follow. Check him out. He does some fantastic D&D stuff. If you like Mickey's face over there and who doesn't, you can see him tomorrow on Windy City by Night or Windy City After Dark. You play Sam Grant. Yeah, Bruja.
He rocks those glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was stressful, y'all.
I had
no,
so
thanks
much
for having
fun.
me. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming in.
Mickey, I loved your character. I'm just saying that now. I
He's a
didn't
fun
want to like
character.
it, but I loved him.
Next week, like I said, will be our last episode. If you liked it, please let us know in Discord. Let Shanky, let Rilin know that you liked Mage and that you might want to bring it back for some more. If you want to see what I can do as a player, on Tuesday, I will be in Ravenya's Werewolf the Apocalypse 20th anniversary game, which I'm looking forward to. And as always, give everybody a follow, give a subscribe if you can. Give us bits. They don't go to anyone in particular. They go to the kind of cast. So they'll go to Ben. They'll go to Kelly. They'll go to Mickey. And he definitely deserves it because he's in pain most of his life.
With a face like that.
With a face like that. And as always, there is a much better person that can get this out than I can, because mental health is very important, and I'm going to turn it over to the disembodied voice of Shanky McStabber himself.
So, tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern, Windy City After Dark, bad shit happens. It's a great episode. Tuesday, premiere of Phoenix Call, Werewolf the Apocalypse, run by the amazing Ravinia. You're going to see some familiar faces in this one, as a matter of fact. So be ready for that one. You're going to see some of the familiar cast of troublemakers around here. And then next Saturday, of course, come back, watch the last episode of Neon Rain. And as Revenus Archon says, mental health, it's no joke. It's not a laughing matter. Please take mental health seriously. Check in on your friends, check in on family, check in on loved ones, check in on those around you and make sure they're okay, because a lot of people aren't right now. And maybe your voice is that lifeline they need to bring them off the edge. And if you are somebody who suffers from mental health issues, please reach out to those around you when you need help, or find professional help. And if you can't afford professional help, because America, insurance, right? Look over here in chat right now. There is a list of support lines that you can call 24/7 or text even, of people that are there to help you and to talk to you without judgment, without condemnation. They're just there to help. And if you are not in the United States, there's even a website in our chat right now that you can go to find out what the support line is for the country you happen to reside in, because it's a rough time for everybody right now. And there's nothing wrong if you need help, because we all do. And as the tech monkey for this amazing show, I'd like to thank all these players. Seriously, go check out Ravnos Archon's Twitch channel. Check out Dorktail's Twitch channel. Check out Mickey Bear playing Windy City with us, and check Rev Ben Powers, who now has the streaming bug and is going to try to apply to just about every game under the sun. Check them out, okay? And I thank you all, and good night, everybody.
Night.
Night, guys. Be safe.